guys, welcome to another Ned's Tool Talk video. Today's video we're talking about Milwaukee bandsaw. This model in particular is M12 Milwaukee FUEL brushless bandsaw, of course. Now these guys have more bandsaws than you can even imagine. There is 2 models in M12 and there's I think 2 or even 3 models in M18. They're all various sizes and strengths and cutting capacities, of course. This one in particular, your model number on it is, now we're talking Australian model numbers, so you guys in US will have a completely different part numbers, model numbers. So for us in Australia, this is M12 FBS 64. Okay, so I'll show you here, right there. And this is what the bandsaw looks like. Okay, so this bandsaw in particular has a cutting capacity that way and that way 63.5 millimeters. So 63.5 millimeters. That's what Milwaukee states. The weight without a battery is 2.7 kilos and the complete belt size is belt length 776.3 millimeters. The battery, of course, depending what size battery you use, I've got a 4 amp hour here, will add you a couple hundred grams and you will definitely feel that weight. Now, a couple of nice things with this bandsaw is, one thing is you've got a rafter hook. If you're cutting some steel or whatever, you can hook it up on a rafter, you can hook it up on a piece of steel, on anything you like. And the thickness of that hook is, you're looking at, so on the bottom here you can squeeze 44 millimeters, but on the top, because it opens up a bit, it narrows down actually, you're looking at 43 millimeters. The depth is 56 millimeters. So realistically, you're looking at 40-ish millimeters clearance to put it in and out comfortably without trying to yank it out or hammer it in. So that's one thing. The second thing is, right in there, you've got a nice LED light, which I'm gonna show you right now. See, turns on as soon as you squeeze the trigger. So that's a second nice thing. And of course, like all the M12 tools, as soon as you squeeze the trigger, you got a fuel gauge right there for batteries. Now, I wish that Milwaukee can somehow engineer a battery level gauge on these M12 batteries, because once they're off the tools, you cannot really tell your battery levels unless you put them in a tool, unlike M12, M18 batteries. But I guess that's a subject for another video. Right here you're gonna have a brushless motor, which is quite powerful. And under you've got 2 wheels, which belt loops around. Now, the way to remove the belt is, always make sure that the battery is out. There's these 2 clips, slide them inwards, yeah? And after that, you just open up the belt, open up the cover like that. You release the belt there, you release the tension, and now your belt is loose and free to come out, okay? Make sure you take all the debris out that you have in there. All right, so your belt can come out. Now I'm gonna be taking it out fully. And then after, when you're putting your belt in, just make sure it's sitting nicely on against the guides and everything, and pull your tensioner from the back. Yeah, and that's how your belt should be sitting. It's got 2 guides right there and around the wheels. Close the cover, slide the loops outwards, and that's it. Then you can just check the battery in if you want to give it a test run. it's gonna set itself in a position very nicely. That's a couple of things about it. Now, on top, of course, you've got a very nice trigger right here, and that's gonna be a variable speed trigger. And on the side, on both sides, you've got safety. You can push it right and you can push it left to operate the tool. So safety switch works both ways, and the trigger is a variable speed trigger, it's not one of those easy, or call it a light triggers that it's very hard to sense. It's a solid squeeze, so you can very easily control the load and how much you're squeezing it. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean, yeah? If you use the tools. Another thing about this thing is the price. Right as we speak, December 2024, this tool, bare tool only without the battery, costs 400 AUD. Some stores is $399, some stores is $400. And all I can say to that is, what the heck has happened with the tools, guys? Because these things, maybe 2-ish years ago, used to be a little over $300. So that's 25–30% increase. That's insane. And that's not just this tool, that's across the board. And it's not just Milwaukee, it's almost every single tool brand that has had such an increase. This inflation is absolutely killing us. Anyways, that's completely off the subject. What I think we should do now is stop rambling, get some material to cut, and show you guys how this thing can cut and how it performs. Okay guys, so in front of me here I've got a couple of different things. We've got some, what is this? This is 25mm PVC conduit. Then we've got some 30mm steel tube. This is 2mm thickness wall. And we've got some 50mm aluminum tube with this is 2.5mm thickness of the wall. So let's give these three materials a go to cut, and so you guys can see how this thing actually cuts. So first up, I'm gonna do this aluminum. So it takes a while to go once you start like that, but if you angle it a little bit, so if you're starting flat, it takes a while to go through the first wall, but if you just angle it like that a little bit, it's gonna cut through much nicer. Because this is 50mm, you got 63.5 capacity. So. And you can see the thickness of that, it's a fairly thick aluminum. We cut it, no problems. So next thing, PVC conduit. I know this is not going to be an issue, but let's just do it. And that is it. The cut, of course, it frays it a little bit, but it comes off fairly easy. You can just run it with a deburring tool or with a Stanley knife, and that'll cut off. That'll clean up very nicely. And this is the biggest challenge, the steel. I still haven't cut the steel with it, to be honest. I usually cut aluminum, so let's give it a go. So I'll angle it like this, just to start it nice. Easier. That speaks for itself. That was a way nicer cut than even into aluminum. So there we go, guys. We just did a bit of a test, and that I didn't really even pay attention to what was the charge, but now it's sitting on 2 bars after those 3 cuts. The cuts into the steel are the nicest. The plastic it fries off a little bit. And aluminium is aluminium unless you cut it on a drop saw, on a fast blade. It doesn't give you the nicest cut. So that's just the nature of aluminium. But the tool itself does brilliant. It's a well worth investment, honestly. Even if it's 400 bucks, I think the investment is well worth it. Now there was another version, because this is fuel brushless. There was another that was the first bandsaw, the brushed one, and that one I scooped up maybe a year and a half ago on clearance for a little over 200 bucks. It's got much smaller capacity. It's not as strong as this one, but it's a good bandsaw to have as an option. And it's also smaller than this. We'll do a video on that on a separate date. But guys, yeah, that's it for this one. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, bye.